All right, Shalom. Kolo Yao Bashim Yao Shai Bashim Rakat Hakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles, great millstone who do teach and rule well, told us this 100% truth. Peace, love, and salutations unto the house of David, the hopeful elect. You I came out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. To those who liken unto speckled birds gathered to the four corners, speaking in different tongues unto you, we say Shalom. All right, as you can see here, all right, there has been, a lot going on, man, with, these food plants, all right, across the world, okay? And really here in Babylon, all right? Now, as the title reads, okay, strange trend of food processing plant fires across the U.S., all right? And at least 16 fires have broken out at food processing plants, impacting the nation's supply and beef, impacting the nation's supply of beef and poultry. All right. There has been an outbreak of fires in food processing facilities across the nation in the last 6 months as food prices soar and supply chains are stretched to their limits. You see that? So, with everything going on, all right, and I believe it's actually more than 16 because these are just fires. There's actually some other instances where like a plane crashed into a food processing plant. There was something else weird that happened, to other plants, so I think it's like more like 20 to 25, but the other ones weren't fires. It was like other things. All right. But, this is going to lead to famine, man. This is going to lead to even a worse living situation, for food, like within the next 6 months, man, within the next 6 months to a year, really. All right. Because it's going to continue to worsen, and let's go ahead and get it. The fires began showing up regularly in the news after a fire closed a Tyson Foods meat processing plant in Kansas. The location was a primary beef processing location for the company and the U.S. supply chain, providing about 6% of U.S. beef. All right, now when you look at that number, it looks small, but that's a good portion, man. All right, 6% of all of the beef here within Babylon. All right, and that's just one plant. All right. After the fire, analysts began speculating that the impact could drive up market prices for meat nationwide, right? Because that's basically 10%, right? So when you have 10% that's removed, the other 90% have to work harder, And when you already have supply chain issues and all this other chaos that's going on, really they have to work double or triple, And then just days later, the Patak meat processing facility burned near Atlanta. The media took notice because the family-owned business is beloved in its community locally and its products are purchased nationwide. The fire in Georgia barely had a minor impact on the food supply chain nationwide, but in September, a fire at JBS USA, a meat processing facility in Nebraska, threatened the meat supply for the entire nation. And this plant processed about 5%. All right, so now you can see we're up at basically 11, 12% of the beef. All right. This trend has continued repeatedly throughout the end of 2021 and into 2022. In February, a food processing plant in Oregon burned down, leaving 2 employees injured. In April, Teller Farms Food Processing California burned and prompted evacuations. Also in April, the headquarters of Azure Standard Food Processing Plant also burned. People are beginning to know this because the fires are threatening an already stressed supply chain of food in the U.S. All right, and this is a tweet from social media. And basically at the bottom it says these food processing plants are mysteriously combusting. All right. The trend continues. On March 16th, a massive fire wiped out much of a Walmart fulfillment center in Indiana. The event was severe enough to warrant the ATF to investigate. Another incident occurred on April 11th at New Hampshire's East Conway Beef and Pork, when a fire so large broke out that it took respondents 16 hours to extinguish. At least 16 such disasters have taken place at food processing facilities nationwide. While most of the incidents have shown no foul play after investigation, the trend presents a curious string of events across the country. All right, and that's BS, man. All right, because ultimately, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, is doing one of two things. He's allowing the angels to just allow some fires to occur, or he's putting it on Esau to basically create fires, like man-made sabotage, and it makes sense why that would all be going on right now with everything else going on, man. All right. And here you can see, further information. All right. Explosion causes fire at Oregon potato chip plant. All right. Cattle rescued after fire destroys meat market up at the top. Fire shuts down Hot Pockets plant in Jonesboro in the middle. All right. All over the place, man. It's happening, man, all the time. All right. And this has been going on since the beginning of this year, man, as you see January, February, March. All right. Going back into July. All right. Most of them this year, though. Most of them this year, or the end of, the end of Slovakia, the end of last year. All right. But really into this year, man. And it makes so much sense, man. The year of Yahweh Shem Yahushai turning up. The prices was already going up last summer. Grocery stores was already missing out food. All right. And now look, man, now you have plants all over the place that are catching on fire and burning down, man. So called Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashem Rekahakodash, man, because things is getting real, man. All right. Let's go ahead and get Second Esdras. Matter of fact, it's right there. All right. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Exactly, man. Why, man? Because of that great pride. All right. The great pride that these people have had. All right. And I think that's Second Esdras 8. All right. Yeah. Second Esdras 8:50. For many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. All right. There's another one that makes mention of the whole earth. All right. Bear with me here. Salakia, let me do this by book order. Second Esdras. Let's see, bear with me here. There's 15, Salakia. Second Esdras 15. In verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right, man? So if wickedness has polluted the whole earth, all right, where is judgment going to be brought out? All right, upon the whole earth. All right, it's not going to be any sparing, man. All right. One more. All right, also in Second Esdras. Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 18. Matter of fact, let me start above. Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Woe is me, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. You see? The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? And we're almost there, man. These people are going to start killing each other over food, man. All right? And then that's going to turn into, as we read, man, sedition, all right, cannibalism, everything else is going to be a domino effect, man. All right? It's going to be utter chaos here shortly, man. We're seeing it, man. We're seeing it happen, man. All right? And that's why through the Spirit, the Lord is allowing us to bring out, and see these things, man. Because ultimately, all right, ultimately, as these articles, have said, Salaki, I probably should have just opened up a new tab. Forgive me. But, one thing about it is that, nobody is talking about this. You might have heard it on a local level, but anytime you go, all right, and you check the news, all right, they're not talking about this, man, all right? They're talking about a whole bunch of nothing, a whole bunch of nothing, man. You see? So it's beautiful, man. It's very beautiful, to be able, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right, to be able to, see prophecy by way of events that are occurring, things that are not being spoken of. And, this gives us further faith. Salakia. This gives us further faith, in the Spirit, man, because we already believe, but then when we have those additional faith boosters, it's just like, wow, man, that's beautiful, because 16 food processing plants, isn't something small, man. Like we saw, only 2 of those basically accounted for a little over 10% of the whole nation's supply, so imagine those other 14, so and we're going to see more of it. That's the thing about it, because when you have certain companies, as with you brothers are familiar, like how logistics works and things like that. When you have these big companies that might experience certain things, you'll have other companies that'll kind of take on the load and try to push out more, so that's going to put more stress on everything that's going on, man. So Lord's will, you'll edify in closing. We want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Recha HaKodash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the house of David, the hopeful elect. You Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Until next time we say